It's another day of rain. And on the other side of this wall is Coachman Park's amphitheater, which has a huge canopy and fits 4,000 people. But although it's supposed to be open to the public on days when there's not an event, and today there's not an event, it's closed. And I just saw the lady that is now running this place. It was just Mark Uhas, I believe. Mark Anthony Burton Uhas. But some lady from Ruth Eckerd Hall is also running it now, it appears, in conjunction with him. And I think that has to do with the issues I've brought up directly that they're trying to combat. I could be wrong, but it was after that I started seeing her around. In any case, it's raining, and there's nowhere. I mean, this is not inappropriate. You can. It's legal. I mean, you can open the door and everything, so it's totally legal. But it's not appropriate to have to be here in the rain. This is a huge park that they just paid $84 million to renovate. $84 million, okay? This is a city park in Clearwater. And yet, they have made it so that this huge, beautiful amphitheater you can't use in the rain on days when there is no event. It's ridiculous. If they didn't build this for the city, for the people of the city, isn't that theft? It's fraud. It's embezzlement. I mean, this is basically it's a nonprofit. It's a 501c3, Ruth Eckerd Hall. So it seems like the city built it for them instead of for the people, but they use people's money to do it, which is totally against the law. In any case, they arrested me here when I was under there, and they told me it was private property. This park, it's not private property. And I spent 71 days in jail, in isolation, so that no one would know I was there, and I couldn't do anything. They only let me out 6 times of my cell, and it was for between about 22 minutes and 30 minutes each time. And the only thing I did on those times was try to get case law, so I could try to get out of there. And they only gave me about a quarter of the case law I was looking for. I think they only let me out so that they would know what what angle I was trying to go for. In any case, that was an arrest for a law library where I was studying for this case. And it's amazing, the corruption here, that they arrested me at a law library as I was studying to prep for the false arrest that happened here. It's like the entire, it's a rigged system, and it's a corrupt system. And where's that $84 million going to? Because what do you see? Sod and a couple things like this, right? Sod. So that's not actually $84 million worth of money, is it? No. No, that's not how sod works. And yes, this building did have to be built, but it's not $84 million worth of anything. The money went somewhere else. And I'm guessing it went into the pockets that are ensuring that Ruth Eckerd Hall has this contract, and that this area isn't used for the people on days when there aren't events, which was the mandate. That was the goal of building this, and that is what they said, that it would be open on those days and during that time. But it's not. And that lady today, who now works with Mark Anthony Burton Uhas in running this location, the BayCare Sound is the licensed name for the Clearwater Amphitheater, at least on event days, said, well, call the police. Because I was like, you don't have the right to shut this down. And she's like, well, call the police. You know, I don't actually think the police are on their side. I think the police are trying to figure it out and want to do the right thing. This is what they've shown me. I mean, you've got some rogue cops in there that are just out of control henchmen for city employees. There's no doubt about that. But we've also got some really good officers here who are trying to figure out the appropriate way to address this. See, so I have to sit here. And you know that the amphitheater has a ton of space. They should take their chairs, put them away, and go home after an event. They're licensed for 35 events out of the year, right? And the other 330 days, the park should go back to the people. I have stuff to do on my computer. This is where I want to do it. And I don't have to have a reason to want to be here. That's not how parks work. They're public. You have the right to them. It violates your liberties if you don't have the right to them. Now, the intention of the amphitheater was for it to be open. I've read documents that say that. There's plenty of information out there, but there's also plenty of information that Ruth Eckerd Hall has tried to claim ownership of it, has tried to say that this area is owned by them, that it's a joint ownership between them and the city, which it's not. They're just out of control. And either some of the people in the city are some of the people in the city are on the take on that, or just incredibly inept, or some of the people are on the take and others are unwilling to do anything about it and inept. I don't know. I don't have to know. I know that what they're doing by blocking off Ruth Eckerd Hall, not Ruth Eckerd Hall, I'm sorry, by blocking off the amphitheater on days when there aren't events, is not the premise for which the amphitheater was built, and that is not acceptable because of that. And it harms me. I have to work on these lawsuits, and this is a fine place to do it, but the park is a fine place to do it. But this, not so much. It's inappropriate. I shouldn't have to do it here. They're trying to make it private property. They don't have the right to. Why are our government servants not willing to stand up for us? What is going on that makes that what they're doing? It doesn't make sense.